Hello there. Welcome to summertime in Chicagoland, and welcome to our backyard right here in Downers Grove. I'm John Gormley, CEO of the Main Street Organization of Realtors. We're a proud sponsor of this very special event tonight, the Home DuPage Annual Celebration. I'm here to kick off the evening for Home DuPage and all the good work they do for the communities throughout DuPage County. Before we get started, I wanted to share a few facts about real estate in DuPage. The data I'm about to highlight is literally hot off the press. Months of inventory is the gauge we use to determine whether we have a healthy number of homes on the market or not. Simply put, months of inventory is the number of months it would take to deplete all housing inventory without adding any new listings to the market. DuPage County is currently at 2.1 months of inventory. That's very, very tight. It means we're in a strong seller's market. A healthy amount of inventory is 4 to 5 months, according to the National Association of Realtors, or NAR. In a recent presentation by Lawrence Yun, NAR's chief economist, we traditionally have 4 million houses on the market nationwide this time of year. That's 4 million normally. Right now, we only have 1 million on the market nationally. Now, NAR has a number of ideas to increase the amount of inventory in our housing market. These ideas are mostly focused on home builders, including reducing tariffs on lumber, so home builders have better profit margins and therefore more incentives to build new homes, and examining current regulations to see if they're too excessive and discourage home building. Over on the investment side, some realtors are suggesting a temporary capital gains tax reduction to incentivize investors to unload properties, thereby adding them to the housing stock. We'll see what the future holds in the next few months as NAR works with the federal government, brainstorming ways to increase housing inventory. Back here in DuPage County, we're seeing dramatic increases in home prices. The median sales price for May was $315,000, up 10.1% from May of 2020. With inventory the way it is and the median sales price continuing to go up, and up, the dedicated counselors at Home DuPage work diligently through these challenges to help first-time homebuyers who are most impacted by these market conditions. To our friends at Home DuPage, your work is needed now more than ever to help first-time homebuyers who make up a third of all homebuyers annually in the United States. To all our viewers this evening, thank you for joining us as we celebrate not only the past year of great stories created by Home DuPage, but the last 30 years of serving clients in all communities of DuPage County. So big congratulations to Home DuPage to the last 30 years, and here's to 30 more. Before I introduce the MC for this evening, I'd like to thank the following home sponsors: Josie Morrison and the RE/MAX Action Team, Inland Bank and Mortgage, Wheaton Bank and Trust, Northern Trust, Ann Odell, of course, our very own Main Street Organization of Realtors, Lyle Savings Bank, BMO Harris, and the law offices of Laura Matthews Fawcett, PC. Our celebration sponsors are Cottage 24 and State Farm, and our friend of home, Donna Kraft Kane, PC. Thanks to each of you for supporting Home DuPage and the communities they support. I now have the pleasure of introducing our MC for this evening, a good friend of both Home DuPage and Main Street Realtors, Ryan Horvath of Chicago Title. Take it away, Ryan.
Thank you, John, and what a privilege to have you introduce me, and what a beautiful day for a backyard barbecue. Our silent auction and raffle are now open through June 13th until 7 p.m. You'll be able to find all the items at Home DuPage Give Smart. You can see the amazing raffle and auction items there. It's everything you need for your summer fun and backyard barbecues. Here is Josie Morrison, board member of Home DuPage and realtor at RE/MAX Action, to kick off our featured raffle item, a Traeger smoker and meat package from the Wheaton Meat Company.
I'm Josie Morrison, board member of Home DuPage and realtor at RE/MAX Action. I've worked with Home DuPage now for well over 15 years. I've taught classes for them for first-time home buyers. I've led all kinds of support to all their programs and services that they offer. Our annual celebration raffle is a Traeger smoker and a meat package from Wheat and Meat Company. I'm going to show you how my family prepares a flank steak to cook on our Traeger. While this cooks, please watch our celebration of 30 years.
Hi, I'm Justin Morrison with Remax Action. Today we'll be helping you marinate and then subsequently smoke a flank steak. So we'll start today with the marinade. We're going to start with some fresh garlic. You can use granulated garlic or anything else you like. I like using fresh. To get the fresh garlic ready, you'll take a knife onto a clove of garlic, smash down, and then that helps you peel the skin off of the cloves. It's a little bit difficult to get them off sometimes. Now that we've got some of that separated, we'll dice up these cloves of garlic and we'll place them into our marinade. Try to dice them up somewhat fine, but it doesn't matter too much as most of it will be pulling the flavor out into the marinade as opposed to a rub. So now I'll be adding those pieces onto the steak here that's going to be added into our marinade here in a second. Now that we've got that in, we'll go with some of our dried spice. We've got some onion powder. Just a few shakes on there. It doesn't matter how much you're putting in right now to be precise because it's more of a marinade. We'll care more about the amounts in the rub. Just a little dash of ground mustard. We don't want to use too much yet. And a dash of ground cumin. And to finish off our marinade, I usually use about 3/4 of a bottle to a bottle of whatever wine we have laying around that's still fresh, or you can open up a fresh one. You don't need to necessarily use anything expensive for this step. After that, a small amount of olive oil to pull out the flavors of the garlic. In this recipe, maybe a 1/4 of a cup, maybe a little bit less. A few thyme sprigs. And then we are ready for this to sit in the fridge for about 3 to 4 hours. The red wine is going to help to tenderize the steak. So you don't necessarily need to tenderize beforehand. You can if you want, but we use the red wine to tenderize it over the next 3 or 4 hours. Now that we've taken our pre-marinated flank steak out of the fridge, we're ready to develop a dry rub. So we're going to make this rub into this bowl, and then after we do that, we're going to take our flank steaks out, pat them dry, rub them down with the rub, and get them ready to take them onto the grill. So we'll start off with, of course, heavy black pepper. Once you've got enough black pepper to your liking, we're going to hit this with a healthy amount of any type of salt that you like. We're using pink Himalayan salt today, but of course any salt or sea salt would work. Alright, now that we've gotten our salt in, we're going to hit our spices. We'll start with dried onion powder. Just a couple of waves over it. Like so. Chili powder. The chili powder we're using is basically mild, so we'll use a pretty healthy amount without being worried about getting too spicy. Next we'll go with a light amount of cumin and coriander. There's our cumin. And coriander, I'll go a little bit heavier. It's a milder spice. All right. I like to use a small amount of thyme leaves. This is absolutely optional for a barbecue recipe, but I like a small amount. I like to go with Spanish paprika, just a small amount because we've got a few people eating today that might want our recipe to be a little more mild. Healthy amount of granulated garlic. And I would say about a ½ teaspoon of ground mustard. All right, mix that together. Sometimes it's a little easier just to use my hands. All right, now that we've got that mixed together, we'll go ahead and get our flank steaks out of the marinating liquid, put them onto the tray and pat them dry and get them ready for our dry rub. We'll go ahead and move these thyme sprigs out of the way. We used them for flavor. I'll put them on the barbecue later when we go to sear the meat and sear the meat over the thyme sprigs for some extra flavor, but for right now we don't need them. All right, we're ready to pat this dry. While I'm patting this dry, I'll be taking off some of the thyme sprigs, some of the pieces of garlic that we don't necessarily need all over the meat. All right, now that we've patted this side dry, we'll add our dry rub. So just sprinkle over generously. Then we'll go ahead and flip this. Get that thyme sprig out of there. And go with the consecutive side. Rub a bit of that seasoning in, we'll flip it back over and use the rest of the seasoning. Now I put my hands all over the meat, I'll wash my hands for a quick second and then we'll be right back to finish it off. Alright, now that I've got my hands rinsed, I'd like to put some extra salt and pepper. That's what I usually do because I get tired of grinding the salt into the actual mixture and I put a little extra over the meat after I'm done with the rub. We'll just hit that with a little extra salt and pepper. All right, give that a flip. And now our flank steak is ready for the smoker. All right, now that we've got our flank steaks marinated and rubbed, we're gonna go ahead and put them on the grill. We've got the smoker preheated to 225. Fluctuating right now, it's a little bit of 240. It'll calm down to 225 and we'll set those on. We've given them all some grill real estate. We'll let that close. Check on them in a little bit. And as far as temperature probe, we'll put that in as we get about an hour into it to check into temperature. I don't like to put it in at the beginning because then it makes it harder to flip back and forth while you're checking the meat. So we are ready to let this smoke for about an hour, then throw the temperature probe in and see where we're at.
Happy 30-year anniversary from Cottage 24 Marketing and Graphics.
Thank you for all you do, Home DuPage.
After renting apartments for multiple years, we did not think we would even be possible for us to own a house, but thanks to Home DuPage seminars and advising, a couple months ago we became first-time home owners. So thanks, Home DuPage.
Happy 30th anniversary.
Happy 30th.
Hi, I'm Amy Roby, Chairman of the Board for Home DuPage and Vice President of Marketing and Communications for Main Street Organization of Realtors. Home DuPage, congratulations on 30 years. When I started at the association in '98, our then CEO Pam Creeder said, "You need to go get involved with DuPage Homeownership Center," which was what it was called back in the day. I, of course, went over there and started to get involved on the marketing committee. I eventually joined the board of directors, left the board when I had, I think, my second child, and then came back. And then now I've been chairman of the board since then. When the DuPage Homeownership Center was born, DuPage Association of Realtors was one of the founding organizations. We, as well as the center, recognized that there was an issue with affordable housing in DuPage County. So it's exciting that we were a part of it since its birth, and we've been excited to be a part of it ever since then. Home DuPage, congratulations on 30 years. I look forward to the next 30 years and seeing what it brings us.
Good evening. I'm Mary Boulis, Associate Director of Loaves and Fishes Cares Programs. Through thoughtful collaborations with social services and community organizations like Loaves and Fishes, Home DuPage has become a leader in helping individuals and households achieve responsible and sustainable living through financial fitness programs. Since 2017, Home DuPage has helped the clients of Loaves and Fishes understand how they are spending their money, create spending plans, establish savings, and manage their debt. The financial fitness program is so effective that we have made it a requirement for any individuals enrolled in our car donation program. When we survey individuals who have received a donated car, their certified financial counselors are given 100% satisfaction rating, and we get comments like, "The financial fitness classes helped me to create a new budget and to live smart. I now focus on needs, not wants." And other comments like, "The budget class helped with managing family expenses." During the pandemic, the Home DuPage counselors were able to meet with clients virtually, which enabled Loaves and Fishes to keep our car program open. We are very grateful for our collaboration with Home DuPage and want to congratulate them on their 30th anniversary.
"25 years ago, the little agency who could, the DuPage Home Ownership Center, was born into DuPage County. D-Hawk became the unlikely hero, helping hundreds of average Joes achieve their American dream of home ownership. As the years rolled by, D-Hawk's mission services expanded, especially after the mortgage crisis swept the nation and D-Hawk found itself on the front lines, counseling hundreds of average Joes who were now in danger of losing their American dream. But all of D-Hawk's services were bound together by this common thread: financial literacy education. Whether buying a home or trying to keep one, it requires patience, perseverance, and solid financial understanding. But a funny thing happened on the way to expansion. People forgot the mission of the little agency who could, or confused it with all those bigger agencies who might. It didn't take long for D-Hawk to realize it was time to go home.
Now that we've been smoking for a period of time, we're going to go over putting the temperature probe into the grill. And to do that is my dad, owner of this grill, Bill Morrison.
So we'll first put the probe in the grill. We got to hook it up first. Open the grill. Plug it in. Run it through the grommet. Insert it to the center of the meat and then close the grill. Right? Not all Traeger models have an app, but most do. And with the app, I can, on my smartphone, it connects through Wi-Fi. I can control the temperature of the grill, the temperature of the probe, the timer on the grill. I can start and power down the grill, and I can get recipes and instructions and maintenance advisories, and pretty much control the grill from start to finish and operate it. So we'll see how it works. Thanks.
All right, now that we've had a chance to get our meat up to temperature, we're now at about 142. We're gonna pull the meat off and let it rest for about 25 minutes. Pull our temperature probe out. All right, now that we've got those off, we'll shut our smoker off and let these chill for about 25 minutes. Our target temperature was somewhere between 140 and 145. We took this off at 142. It can take anywhere from an hour to almost close to 2 hours, depending on the temperature you smoke it at. This was at 225 and it took a little over an hour. All right, so we've had a chance to let our meat rest for about 25 minutes or so. We're gonna be ready to put it on the grill. I've got this about as high as this grill will get, to close to 600 degrees. Just a couple minutes each side, and then we're ready to slice. We'll give those a couple minutes each. In the meantime, I'll put on some extra salt and pepper. All right, we've got about 30 seconds left before flipping the meat. We're trying to get a good sear on this meat to get a little bit of a char, to get a little extra flavor on the meat before we slice it. All right, we've let these hard sear for a couple of minutes. We're gonna flip them real quick. Another 2 minutes, a little extra salt and pepper, and then we're ready to slice. Close that for another minute or so and we're ready. All right, ready to pull this meat, let it rest for just a couple of minutes. We've already let it rest for the entirety to let the juices redistribute, but we'll give it just a couple minutes just in case, and we're ready to slice. Shut that off, and of course shut the gas off. And we'll see you in a couple minutes to eat it. All right, now that we've given our steak a couple minutes to rest, after the initial rest and then sear, we're ready to slice it up and serve it. And we'll move this to our serving tray. And we're ready to serve our guests. Enjoy.
Let's talk about that smoker. Wow, how cool is that? I've always wanted that. And I hope Josie and her team can come out and actually show us how to do a flank steak or something else. So make sure you buy those raffle tickets and for your very own chance of getting that Traeger. I'd like to introduce Ann Odell, Executive Director of Home DuPage.
I want to thank everyone for giving us the pleasure of joining us this evening for our annual celebration, which is coming to you online and in your backyard. My name is Ann Odell, and I'm the Executive Director of Home DuPage, an organization that focuses their work right here in DuPage County. This evening, we are here not only to celebrate the past year of accomplishments, but to talk about the best kept secret in DuPage County. Starting 30 years ago, a nonprofit housing counseling organization serving residents of DuPage County was created called DuPage Home Ownership Center, an organization that was and is able to change with the times quickly, meet the demands of clients, whether they are first-time homebuyers looking to preserve homeownership or in need of guidance with budgeting and credit, at times finding simple solutions to complex problems. In 2017, we changed our name to Home DuPage, Home, an acronym that encompasses all that we do: home, ownership, money, education. Home matters to me personally. Our small and mighty team proudly serves our clients with the Home DuPage mission and vision on a daily basis. Our mission of providing a full range of services to promote sustainable, responsible home ownership with an emphasis on serving first-time homebuyers, low and moderate income households, and homeowners in crisis. When that is coupled with our vision statement of being a leader and a resource to educate and empower individuals to be successful homeowners through the use of innovative programming and partnerships, It is an honor to work with this team that genuinely cares about the clients they serve and the community that we live. All of this truly makes this work so meaningful. Charles Darwin once said, "It is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change." As we all know, at the end of March 2020, a global crisis hit the world. Together, Home DuPage staff changed our thinking on how to do business, working diligently to create our temporary norm of how business as usual would be. Our staff managed this change quickly and efficiently, making our clients and those of our 24 partner agencies in DuPage County a priority, and did everything to not let those clients fall through the cracks. Our clients needed us, and we were able to provide our services seamlessly. Clients who were deeply affected by the pandemic, whether they lost employment, faced reduction of hours, worried about rent or mortgage payment, found themselves facing a crisis. Our financial fitness coaches were there to work with these clients on how to budget and protect their credit. At the same time, mortgage interest rates dropped to an all-time low, and many first-time homebuyers were looking to purchase a home. We were able to be there for them and provide the needed education. Over the past several months, our temporary norm of business included virtual workshops, counseling, and financial coaching appointments. Our team was creative in implementing other forms of communication for those who were not able to do virtual. Keeping clients engaged was crucial during these very trying times. Home DuPage is the only HUD-approved housing counseling agency in DuPage County, offering an array of different services at little or no charge to the clients of the agency or that of our 24 nonprofit partners in DuPage. A brief overview of services include pre-purchase program for the first-time homebuyers in DuPage County. This program educates on the process of home buying and the most efficient way to purchase for the client's own personal situation. Our housing counselors are happy to work with first-time homebuyers, provide education to make this process seamless, and provide tips and tools in order to make the first purchase of a house a home. Preserving Homeownership Program, foreclosure. It is real. It is in DuPage County. Normally, there is an average of 115 cases filed each month. However, once the moratorium is lifted, we are expecting this to increase twofold. Home has a unique program, Counselor in the Court. Normally, Home DuPage sits in foreclosure court 4 to 5 days per week, meeting those facing foreclosure right there in the courtroom. Right now, with proceedings being virtual, the judge of the court is referring those clients to Home DuPage. Financial literacy services. This is the common thread that runs through all of our programs as an essential piece in all services that we do. Also, financial fitness coaches are delivering our services to those nonprofit partner clients, all while meeting with our own clients. All Home DuPage staff are HUD certified and trained and certified in their program area. Home DuPage relies on federal, countywide, and foundation grants, donors in the community, and fundraisers such as this one to provide our services to clients and those of our partner agencies. As we continue on this venture, Home DuPage continues to be an organization that is vital in keeping the communities of DuPage County alive. Today I'm inviting you to join me as our team from Home continues their work in the community, family by family. Our team is dedicated to meeting clients where they are at, whether they are families or seniors striving to keep their home, worried about budgeting or credit during these times, or ready to purchase a home. Please join me in donating to our cause as our team helps families achieve their dream, whatever their dream may be. And now I have the opportunity to introduce a financial fitness client, Iris, who started working with her coach with specific goals of improving her credit score, saving money, and working towards homeownership. During this time, she has made some tremendous accomplishments. Congratulations, Iris, and here is her side of the story.
Hi everyone, my name is Iris, and I am happy to share with you my story as to how I became a client of Home DuPage. Back in 2018, I left the city of Chicago to move to the western suburbs so that I could be closer to my family, closer to my church, and have access to better schools. I did work in the city full time. However, the commute from the western suburbs into the further south side of Chicago became a challenge. I ended up having to quit my job and to find work elsewhere that that was closer to home. During that time, I connected with the Family Self-Sufficiency Program through DuPage County. I received a lot of help from them, and one of my biggest blessings was to be connected with Home DuPage. I was able to take credit counseling classes and budget counseling classes and even homeownership classes through Home DuPage. But my best experience thus far was to work with their financial counselors. I had a financial counselor, Narita, who was so amazing. Her care and attention that she gave to me through counseling sessions were like coaching. She just sat with me, gave me my options, and helped me work out a plan so that I could move toward my financial goals. At the time, I just wanted to be able to work toward home ownership, but she helped me identify some areas that really needed some work when it came to my finances and budgeting, and especially with how to use credit cards and to properly manage my credit. So she's helped me to work out that plan. And over the course of maybe a year and a half, I was able to increase my credit score almost 150 points. I was so excited about being able to sit with her, and she's given me so much help and attention regarding what things I needed to do to accomplish that goal. My ultimate goal was home ownership. But little did I know that in order to reach that goal, I really needed to work on my credit. I really needed to learn how to manage my finances better so that I would be able to be in the best position to purchase a home and be able to maintain it. So I was so grateful to be able to have that opportunity. Their coaches at Home DuPage are more like a team sport. My team, they were Team Iris. They were willing to work with me, willing to show me what I needed to do, willing to give me all of the resources and cheering me on every step of the way. I was really happy with the short time that I was able to increase my credit score to be in a better position to buy a home. At this time, I'm actually debt-free aside from my school loans, but I'm absolutely working on those. So I'm so happy that I was able to take the counseling and services and all of the classes that were offered through Home DuPage. So when I think of Home DuPage, I think of cheerleaders. Narita was my biggest cheerleader when it came to reaching my financial goals. She gave me so many resources and showed me how to use those resources so I could put in the work to be able to reach the goals that I needed to reach. And I'm so amazingly happy with that. Some things I was aware of, some things I didn't know, and I even had like aha moments because doing it on my own was okay, but it was such a challenge. But having help from a financial coach that would really push me toward my goals and hold me accountable, but also show me step by step with how I need to do things was so much of a relief stress so that I knew that I would be able to reach those goals. So I am so excited to have been able to make such progress with only a year and a half of working with the Home DuPage credit counseling services and their counselors. Thank you, Home DuPage. Thank you, Narita. I so appreciate you and putting me in place. Your whole team has been so helpful with everything that I have done. I could not have been in a place to be ready to purchase a home if it weren't for you. So congratulations, Home DuPage, on 30 years of serving so many families. Thank you. From my family to yours, we really appreciate you.
Thank you, Iris, and congratulations on all of your achievements. Since 1996, the Robert Christ Award has been a cornerstone of our agency. Each year, Home DuPage honors the memory of our founding board president by presenting the Robert Christ Affordable Housing Award. Here's more information on this prestigious award.
The DuPage Homeownership Center created the Robert Christ Affordable Housing Award to honor individuals and organizations that have demonstrated achievement in increasing affordable housing opportunities in DuPage County or have continually supported the efforts of our agency for the past 30 years. The award is named for Bob Christ, founding DuPage Homeownership Board President, who was a leading affordable housing activist in DuPage County. The Robert Christ Affordable Housing Award is our highest honor and represents a special dedication to affordable housing in DuPage County. Over the years, this honor has been awarded to those that have contributed to the creation of new housing and innovation and programming, shown leadership in housing issues, collaborated through community partnerships, demonstrated a commitment to affordable housing, and have empowered the individuals and families served through housing programs. Over the years, this honor has been awarded to those that have contributed to the creation of new housing and innovation and programming, shown leadership in housing issues, collaborated through community partnerships, demonstrated a commitment to affordable housing, and have empowered individuals and families served through housing programs.
Laura Fawcett is the firm's founding member and concentrates her law practice in the areas of transactional real estate planning, and business law. Her real estate practice represents buyers and sellers professionally with an eye towards customer service. She has also assisted countless Illinois residents to reach binding agreements with major lending institutions, keeping families in their homes, helping others relocate to and from the Chicagoland area, and providing alternative resolutions to the process of mortgage foreclosure. Ms. Fawcett received her law degree from the Chicago-Kent College of Law in 1993. Laura has been nominated for the Robert Christ Award for her constant dedication to the clients of Home DuPage on a daily basis, assisting first-time homebuyers with understanding the complexities of real estate transactions to those facing foreclosure while dealing with their own personal crisis. Laura provides a sense of calm through it all. Laura has been steady in volunteering at homebuyer education classes, assisting with special events, and an everlasting friend to Home DuPage. Laura, please join me up here. I congratulate you on receiving the Robert Christ Award.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Amy, the Home DuPage Board of Directors, and staff. I am honored and humbled. Working with Home DuPage and its clients is one of the most personally rewarding aspects of my professional life. I've been working with this inspiring organization since 2005 and witnessed its growth and evolution as a first-rate resource for our community. Through my involvement, I have had the privilege of assisting many clients through difficult situations, whether it be as a closing attorney, providing legal counsel on foreclosure or loss mitigation alternatives, or assisting with the homebuyer education. I value my time spent with Home DuPage and its clients. I can honestly say that they are some of the most memorable and soul-enriching files that I have encountered. All I can say is I'm 100% positive that I receive more than I give from this experience. I know there are many options of who to honor with this award, and I am truly grateful. I am so personally and professionally fulfilled through my affiliation with this organization and feel blessed to be working with the wonderful staff and management. Thank you again.
Thank you, Nuala, for your powerful story. Throughout our history, Home DuPage has provided homebuyer workshops and one-on-one counseling to educate families on both the home buying process and to offer resources on down payment assistance programs to increase their purchasing power in DuPage County. While these down payment assistance programs have and will continue to change over time, the Homestead program helped Jeanette to purchase her first home back in 2008. Here's her story.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Siebens, and I'm here with you at my home in West Chicago, and super excited today to be talking to you and sharing a little bit of my story of working along with the Homestead program years ago. I heard about Home DuPage through a family member who got me connected to Joe Albert, who was incredibly helpful throughout the entire process. I had just started my career, postmaster's career, working at the DuPage County Probation Department. And so I had a lot of promise to be making enough money for a house purchase, but at the time that would not have been a thing. So coming across the Homestead program was really awesome because it gave me the buying power that I needed in order to be able to make a purchase in DuPage County and live where my career is and my family is. Was just really awesome to be able to make that connection. I went to a couple classes as a part of the program. The home buyer's education class was really helpful in helping me understand the structure of what it is that it was going to entail in order to take on purchasing a mortgage and understanding even more about my debt to income ratio and things like that and what it would look like to actually purchase a home. Going to Home DuPage was incredibly comfortable. Joe Albert is very, very friendly. I really enjoyed being able to meet with her and for her helping me with my budgeting as well. Purchasing a house, I think, can be really scary, as oftentimes people are wondering if they can trust the people that they are going to be working with. And not only did I feel comfortable, and that was the vibe that I got, but of course, having known people that were also familiar with the program was really, really helpful to me. Once I was able to start shopping for a home, I seamlessly came across this house in West Chicago, which was really a perfect fit for me. Nestled in between my two best friends, I was able to find this house, which at the time was a little bit nondescript. And so one of the very first things that came to mind for me, naturally having grown up with gardens in my life, is that this hill that you see behind me was just a hill that was going to pose complications in mowing. And so the natural thing that came to me and my mother was to turn it into a garden. Now, after 13 years of living here, I never thought that my starter home would be my forever home. And it's hard for me to imagine living anywhere else unless I take the garden with me. Thank you, Home DuPage, and congratulations on 30 years in the community.
I think if I had Jeanette's garden, I would probably want to take that with me too. And this is the time where I tell my story, how I got to Home DuPage. But first, let's go back a little bit. I'm the youngest of 4 boys in my family. My father, shortly after returning from the military, got married, had 3 boys right away, was a union carpenter. He went off his own in his mid-20s. That's when he bought a small lot out in Burr Ridge to move out of Chicago to find better opportunities for himself and his family. All the stories I hear about what he went through as a young man, working all day into the evening, coming home to work on his own house, my mom finding him asleep in the corner. These were things that always instilled in me how important a home was. The family dinners, what it means. Just like Jeanette, her forever home, my parents still are in the very same house. Every time I take my kids there now, there's a bunch of memories. So I'm passionate about real estate. I grew up around a family that built new homes and flipped properties and did all sorts of things like that. I also knew the tremendous opportunity to build wealth and opportunity that way. So I knew right away that I wanted to purchase a home. After graduating from DePaul University, I began my career in the real estate world. I was a loan officer, very busy in the 2000s. I saved as much as I could and went out to buy my first home. I wish then that I had some people in my life that maybe could have made that process a little bit more smooth. Somebody like Home DuPage. You see, even though I was in the industry, there were so many challenges and it was so incredibly hectic that I did not know what I was getting into. But I finally closed. It felt like the craziest thing I had ever done, and it certainly, as a consumer, was the largest, most expensive thing that I've ever purchased. Fast forward just a couple of years, and the financial crisis hit. You see, I made it through the beginning of that, but I, like my father, also started my own company. And unfortunately, we couldn't quite fight it out. For about a year, we ran up some credit card bills. Other things in life just happened, and I found myself falling behind on monthly payments. Eventually, going into the initial stages of foreclosure. Despite having my father and everyone around me, it was really difficult to find anyone that I could talk to. I had lost confidence. I had felt like I had done something wrong, and even though I tried everything in my power to do what I did and what I thought was best, I thought that I had failed. But you see, I didn't. Life threw a bunch of things at me, and it throws a bunch of things at all of us. And Home DuPage is the organization that I wish I knew about back then, because I tried to do so much on my own. And I know for a fact that they could have helped me with my confidence and helped me get out of the situation. So fast forward to just a couple years ago when I attended my first live event for Home DuPage. It was stories like Jeanette's and others that I heard that immediately sparked that passion in me, not just about what real estate is and the power of owning your own home, but also the power of knowledge and having people or knowing that people are there to assist, whether it's a financial fitness class. That's intelligent. It's a good way to go and save and figure out how you can achieve certain goals. And this is available through Home DuPage. Find some grants. Increase your buying power. If you do find yourself in trouble, know that there's organizations like Home DuPage that can help you. And this is why Home DuPage is so important to families throughout DuPage County. It's no secret that COVID-19 pandemic has had a profound effect on nonprofits' ability to fundraise while not being able to come together in person. And so we ask for your support. Donate, bid on auction items, and buy raffle tickets. Bidding ends June 13th at 7 p.m. The winners will be announced after the auction closes, and you will be contacted on June 14th to make arrangements for item redemption. I'd like to thank our generous sponsors: Inland Bank and Inland Mortgage, Northern Trust, Lyle Savings Bank, U.S. Bank, State Farm, Main Street Organization of Realtors, Josie Morrison and the RE/MAX Action Team, BMO Harris, Wheaton Bank and Trust Company, Cottage 24 Marketing and Graphics, the law offices of Laura Matthews Fawcett PC, Donna Kraft Kane PC, and our very own Ann Odell. We cannot talk about our 30-year history without paying tribute to a person who has played a tremendous part in helping families accomplish their goals and reach their dreams of homeownership. Joanna Joe Albert, who recently retired in April, has been a housing counselor with Home DuPage for 23 years. Congratulations on your retirement, and thank you for all that you've done for the countless families who have worked over the years with you. So as we close out our program, we want to thank you again for supporting Home DuPage over the past 30 years, and we hope that you will continue to support us for 30 more. Here's a video message from Joe Albert.
Hi, I'm Joe Albert. For the past 23 years, I've been a housing counselor at the DuPage Homeownership Center, now Home DuPage. For the first 20 years of marriage, my husband and I owned 8 houses in 6 different states. And we never stayed anywhere long enough to replace the roof or the furnace or the windows. That all changed when we bought this house 24 years ago. Somehow, all of the time and effort and money that we've invested in this house has made it truly feel like a home. And that's my prayer for all of you today, that wherever you live, your house will feel like a home, and that whatever you do, your work will be as meaningful and rewarding as mine. Thanks, everybody.